Second Thoughts East Yorkshire is a local charity promoting good mental health for people living across the county of East Yorkshire. Our contact details will be shown at the end of this presentation. For many people, mental health problems develop over a number of months or possibly years. Because of this gradual change, it can be some time before people realise they even have a problem. Self-realisation is the first stage in managing the problem, followed by opening up to a family member, mental health professional, or perhaps a charity such as ours. One model that can be used to demonstrate how these problems may be managed is called the Wheel of Change model. Although this model is often used for people struggling with addiction problems, the stages can fit managing many mental health problems too, or indeed even dealing with any life challenges. There are 6 stages to the Wheel of Change. They can be shown as a clock face, with all of the stages shown by moving around the face in a clockwise direction, starting at the top. As I mentioned, as well as applying this model to addiction issues such as drinking too much alcohol, taking drugs, overindulgence in food, or even promiscuity, the wheel model is equally good to cover controlling habits, adapting lifestyle, or managing mental health too. Mental health is our area of work, so we use this model a lot to show the stages and to reassure people. I'll explain more about that at the end. The first stage of the wheel is pre-contemplation. This covers the period when people are living life with a problem, but not thinking about dealing with it. Your quality of life may have deteriorated, but it's crept up on you, and you maybe haven't given it much thought yet. The second stage of the wheel is contemplation. This stage is realizing that you have a problem which is having a negative impact on your life, your health, or perhaps your finances. It's the point at which you may say, right, I need to do something about this because it's affecting my quality of life. The third stage of the wheel is the planning stage. And this is the stage at which you decide to devise a plan to improve your situation and draw up ways in which to do it. It also includes identifying who can help you. It could be friends, family, a medical professional, or an organisation such as ours, Second Thoughts East Yorkshire. The fourth stage of the wheel is the action stage. This is where you put the plan into action, road testing it, as it were. It is getting used to the changes that are involved and encountering any problems that may crop up, then thinking of ways to manage the problems, or at least mitigate the impact of them. The fifth stage of the wheel is maintenance. This is the stage when you've begun your plan, encountered teething troubles and obstacles, and you've devised ways of managing those hurdles. It is getting accustomed to this new way of life, often making adjustments along the way. For many people, having someone to give you encouragement and support is a very important factor at this stage. This stage may result in your original plan being changed around, sometimes with little tweaks, sometimes with significant changes. The end result, though, is that it's a plan that's workable and you are feeling the benefits, either physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, or perhaps a combination of all those things. The sixth stage of the wheel is relapse. Being human, there is a real risk of relapse. You may give in to temptation or the pressure of keeping your plan going and have a relapse. However, although it's perfectly understandable to feel that you've let yourself down, it isn't the end of your recovery plan. Let me explain. As an example, let's think of someone who has had a long-term drink problem. Let's say having drank a bottle of whiskey or wine every day for a long period of time. The person decides that enough is enough, so they use the Wheel of Change model to devise and implement a recovery plan. The plan works for months on end. For 364 days, they don't have a drink at all. Then on New Year's Eve, the person succumbs to temptation, drinks a bottle of whiskey, becomes intoxicated and loses their inhibitions. The next morning they feel dreadful, absolutely distraught, and think they're a failure, having let themselves down badly. Although it may feel like it, this really isn't the end of the world. Let's look at it objectively for a moment. They've had 364 days of success with only 1 day of failure. That's equivalent to a 99.7% success rate. Just think about that. Let that sink in for a few seconds. 99.7% success rate. Most people would give their eye teeth to be that successful, so don't despair. It isn't suggesting that you leave the program and give up, however. Far from it. I'm not suggesting either that you relapse every week or every month, but don't let the relapse prevent you from achieving your recovery. Your plan is largely successful, and this has been a blip. Keep at it and try to resist any temptations. Indeed, learn from the relapse. Now, very importantly, after a relapse, you don't need to go through all of the stages in the Wheel of Change that we showed earlier on, the pre-contemplation, contemplation, and planning. You can go straight back into the action stage because you already know what to do. Your plan's largely working. So you already automatically go back to the action stage and implement the action. Start doing the good things that you were doing before. You can do this. You're stronger than you think. You really are. For more information about Second Thoughts East Yorkshire and how we may be able to help, please contact us. Taking that first step towards getting some help with improving your mental health is difficult, but the rewards are really worth it. Thank you for watching this. Take care, stay safe, and good mental health.